One of the things I've been working on relentlessly towards the end of 2021 was my sarcasm, my negative disposition, and that melancholy type of tone that I used to use to make fun of my own life, really. But it was, not always appreciated, and depending on who I was talking to, it would go right over their head. So I'm trying to turn a new leaf, and the challenges that I have faced coming into the new year were kind of anticlimactic because I like dates, but when the ball dropped and all of that hoopla and the day one started, I had already had so many epiphanies and climactic experiences that the new year has just kind of kept accelerating into just excitement. And one of the things being is that my puppy is quite rambunctious, and mommy has lost her cool plenty of times because I don't really know how to reel in his behavior. Hence, I had my friend over, and her little daughter was playing with Hence Ridgely, and he grabbed her scrunchie. So it took all three of us to apprehend him, like behind one of the chairs. And I was like, if you come out, I'll give you a Scooby snack. Like, please be a good little one from mommy. Meanwhile, like inside, the blood was boiling, but I wanted to present it as if, I was calm, cool, and collected. Fake it till you make it, so to speak. Well, we finally got the dog in hand. One person's holding, the other person's talking, and I am trying to remove the scrunchie. So I blow on his nose, and generally that helps them release the clenches. Only this dog inhaled it. He's 6 pounds. He inhaled the scrunchie, consumed it, and it was like magic. It was like, oh my gosh, we just witnessed that. Like, well, what do I do now? So old Angie would have been like, mother of pearl, and I've got two pictures of Jesus. I've got one over here in this room, and I've got one here in the office. So usually I pace back and forth, and I'm most certain that the reason why my neighbor doesn't speak to me is because she hears me praying and cussing, pretty often, but I'm really ranting, just going back and forth between all my gripes. So the new Angie, however, was like, okay, I don't have the money to go to the vet because that would be half a mortgage. So Lord, you know my circumstances. And I did this whole Dr. Carolyn Leaf thing where it's like, I thank you, I praise you, and I surrender it to you. That thankfully was put in motion because I'm thinking, I know dogs in the past have had to have surgeries to get, big pieces of matter out of their intestines and or stomach. So my favorite number's 3. And as it turns out, I was like, I'm going to wait and see how you're going to handle this situation for me, because you have to do something for me because I can't do this for myself. And that is the new coined prayer that I'm praying. I need you to do for me what I cannot do for myself, because I'm coming up against all of these things that I can't control, this being one of them. Day 1 passes. I'm feeding him all kinds of stuff. Like, I got the canned food. I'm giving him scraps from the table because I'm like, poop the sucker out. You gotta poop it out. And second day, nothing happening. And he's like ravenous. And I'm like, is this gonna be able to break down in his system? Like, it's cloth. It's got some elastic in there. And it's huge. And it's probably bigger than his stomach. And I'm like, Lord, I just don't understand. Day 3, I'm like, okay, preparation. Now here's the deal. I was really getting ticked off, and I was ruminating. I call it fixating on fixing. And I was thinking, I can't very well call my friend and ask her to help me with the immense amount of money that this surgery could cost. And I don't want to have something that hinders my friendship. I am struggling with judgment of, oh my gosh, a little 4-year-old, could it kill my dog? I was like, Lord, take it all. And he's like, go into the bedroom. And I'm like, okay. And I walk in, and there's this mound of puke. And I'm like, this is vile. This is disgusting. I'm like, oh my gosh. I look down, and there's the scrunchie. And when I tell you, there was nothing I was more excited to praise Jesus about in that moment than that thing. I was like, here's the scrunchie. Here is the prize. Oh my gosh, I actually have a picture of the prize that I will have to show you. But it just was up and out of him. And it put me in a place of, wow, my prayers really work. If I really submit and surrender, look at what God does. It was miraculous, and it is a fantastic testimony that I had to share.